Hey y'all, it's Jesslyn. Welcome to or back to our channel. Today I'm going to do an update on how our 6-week spring cleaning habit building eco-minimalism challenge has been going. It's actually been going really well, so we have now completed 4 weeks. The last 2 weeks were simplify and consistent cleaning. So simplify, we've been getting lots of stuff out the door, donations going straight into the hands of people who want it instead of taking it to a drop-off place, although that is what I'll do with the last few things that I think people could use, but nobody picked up off our Buy Nothing groups. So that's been a huge decluttering, simplifying. We still have a long way to go, but we're getting there, and that's exciting. And then the other way we simplified that has worked really well is our food planning. I've tried so many meal planning things. I mean, I'm sure so many of us have tried a billion things to find what works. But I've actually found that this is working for us right now. It's from a Minimal Mom video about how she was doing food planning. I don't actually know if she's doing it this way anymore because I think I saw something newer about her food planning. But it's a document that I filled in that has my grocery stuff on it and our meals that we would make. And she's got a whole video about how to use it, so I'll link to that in the doobly-doo below. And the third way that we really have made a big difference in our life with simplifying is we got rid of 2 of our kids. So we only have the toddler, and she's still a handful. But we sent the other 2 off. Bye. They've been living with Grammy and Grandma now that all the adults are vaccinated. I'm just kidding. Obviously, they'll be back, but it's been a nice break nonetheless for us to get some things done and, have some one-on-one time with our youngest, Emmy. Do you want to tell the people how you're simplifying? Yeah, what about cleaning consistently? Can you talk about how you are cleaning consistently? Oh, she's simplifying by potty training herself. That's fancy. Yeah, that makes our life a little easier. Consistent cleaning has been a little harder. We are consistently keeping the front of our house clean. The kitchen, the laundry room, all of that's been so well decluttered and cleaned up and it looks nice. We've been keeping it pretty nice. We're not 100% perfect, but it's been a huge improvement. But, I feel like we got stuck a little bit on some of the other places. We got our bathrooms cleaned out. Yeah, consistent cleaning could be better, but it's pretty good overall. The next 2 weeks, the habits that we're going to be building are going to be a little less just doing things around the house and a little more having to do some research and figure things out along with it. So we're looking into possibly doing worm composting, vermicompost, like a little box of worms that eats all of our food scraps, and then we can use their waste, which turns into beautiful, rich soil, put that in our garden. So that would be a pretty good thing. But there's where would we put it? It's our main thing. Do we put it in the garage? I don't want it where the kids could get it. I don't know. It gets so hot during summers in Texas. I'm not sure outside would be the best place for it. And then again, the kids could still get into it because we spend a lot of time out in the backyard. Or possibly we have a wonderful, beautiful friend who has a farm that's not terribly far from here, maybe an hour. So we could possibly maybe every week go down there and visit her and put our food waste in her compost, which, could work. But would we consistently go down there? Is a week too long for the food to stack up without smelling and stuff? I don't know. Those are things we'd have to figure out. There's also subscription services here in the Dallas area where you can bring them your bucket of compost waste or food waste, and they make compost with it that they then sell. But you have to pay for that. I would have to pay for it, and then I don't even get the compost back like I would with worm composting. We have some things to think about to figure out what to do with our food waste. But I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know. Yeah, it's a thing that weighs on us a lot as we're putting our food waste into the trash all the time. It's not a thing that makes me feel good. So I'm excited about that. And then next week, the following week, our new habit is going to be neutralizing our carbon footprint. And honestly, I don't really know anything about doing that. So it should be an interesting time for me to research and learn. I actually just saw this on a Shell Bizzle, that Shelby. I'll link to the video I saw of hers that talked about carbon neutrality, and that she like pays somebody something like to cover her carbon footprint. And I don't really know what any of that is about, but I thought, oh, okay, well, it seemed like hers didn't cost that much, so I should at least look into it and see what that entails. What do they do to make it carbon neutral? I don't really know anything about carbon neutrality. I'm going to be perfectly honest. But I like the idea of it. I think that if I was living a carbon neutral life, it would make me feel good. So I'm going to research it and see. And of course, I can also do things to make us have less of a carbon footprint already, right? I mean, obviously we don't eat meat or dairy or eggs, so that helps already. But, you know, being more thoughtful about having lights switched off, unplugging appliances that aren't being used, using less water, especially less hot water, because that uses electricity and water. Can I be catching water for my garden, or even catching it in the shower? That's another thing I got from Shell Bizzle. You know, putting a bucket in like while the water's heating up and you're not in the shower, or even catching some of the shower water while you're in it maybe, to use for your plants or whatever you need to use extra water for, like gray water could be used for. Just so you're not wasting that. That would help, right? Driving less. Like, I will admit, we have some bedtime and nap time struggles in this house. We always have since having kids. We've tried a lot of things. I don't really need advice on it. But sometimes we take our kids in the car. Specifically, yeah. Sometimes we take our kids in the car to get them to go to sleep. And I know that that's not the greatest. I drive around for like an hour without going anywhere or doing anything. And so I know that I could lessen my carbon footprint and help my budget by not having to buy gas or put more miles on my car if I didn't do that. So would it be harder? Maybe. But those are all things that I can do or consider or research to figure out, yeah, to have less of an impact on the earth and our environment, which I feel like as a privileged person is something that I like have a responsibility to do. I'm not saying that everybody's in a place where they can be thinking about carbon neutrality, but I do feel like our family is. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Wish me luck. Thanks. See y'all soon.